What's going on, people? And yeah, there's some more rumor stuff. We got some Rockstar news right here. So apparently it's been leaked, and this is real. This is a real actual thing, and not just some random guy somewhere sitting in their basement speculating. Um, so there's been like a Grand Theft Auto trilogy, remaster, remake, definitive edition, remastered, international legacy mega mix thing leaked on the Korean video game rating board. I don't know what it's called, but that's what it's been leaked on. There's an actual description. It's meant for this year, and there's other rumors saying that apparently this thing was supposed to launch in October of this year, 2021, but it actually got pushed back to November. So what this actually is ostensibly it is the original 3D trilogy. So that means GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and there's not really any information that has been leaked about this. I mean, there's been, from what I vaguely recall, there's been some rumors earlier in this year about them, and it's been persisting for like the past couple of years actually, that Rockstar's been working on like an actual remakes of the old games, and that's been a lot of it has just been like kind of poo-pooed and just ignored because those kind of leaks always happen where it's just like fans trying to like literally just will a project into existence because they want it. So it never really got much traction because there wasn't anything corroborating it. But now we got this leak, and there's also been Rockstar themselves kind of hinting about like a quote-unquote big, a big like announcement for the 20th anniversary of GTA 3, which is obviously going to be later this month. So, obviously for me, I'm excited only because of GTA 3. To be honest, I know some people with Vince Skinner are going to get triggered by that, but I don't really care about Vice City or San Andreas. I played those games when they came out, and I liked them at the time. But when it comes to like returning to games like that, I always get bored out of my mind playing Vice City and San Andreas, and I know there's other people that feel the same way. There's a lot of people that don't. I don't really care, but and for me, it's not even the nostalgia. Like, so nostalgia plays a role, but I'm very, very capable of like pushing beyond that because I've always been like a realistic thinker about things, and I'm fully aware of the flaws that 3 has. All those games had a lot of flaws, and that is why I'm segueing into the analysis of this project, because really, what the fuck could this possibly be? Because they have done numerous remasters of these games before. They've done like mobile ports for like Android and iOS of all 3 of those games, where they were touched up and in some cases kind of nerfed, especially when it comes to the soundtracks. So if they're gonna do like real remakes, because some of the rumors have said that these are going to be on like the Unreal Engine, which is kind of weird because, I mean, on one hand, Rockstar's got their internal engine already, but on the other hand, I'm fully aware of numerous former Rockstar developers saying how much they fucking hated working with the Rage engine, and this stretches all the way back to the GTA 4 era, where people were saying like, this engine is fucking terrible. It's dog shit. It's awful. The dev tools are just a pain to work with. And if you want the sources for this, you can go to websites like Glassdoor.com, websites like that, where it's all about actual employees who used to work at companies talking about their experiences working there. And I read a lot of testimonials from developers who worked on 4, who worked on 5, who worked on Red Dead Redemption 1. They all said that the tools were just fucking terrible, and that was a large contributor to Rockstar taking so goddamn long to release games, mostly because the tools are just fucking terrible and outdated and just long, just antiquated and just not at all like a smooth workflow. So that would actually support these projects being developed on a different public engine like the Unreal Engine that's been said to be a lot easier to work with. So that would be interesting. But yeah, like to me, that's all this game could be. This release, it can't. You can't do a fucking a second remaster, quote unquote remaster, where it's just like the old games with like higher resolution and slightly higher frame rates and stuff. You can't do that. You can't do that with the super outdated controls. Anyone that's played those games knows that the controls were just dog shit. As much as I love 3, all the controls in those games are just dog shit. They're terrible. Even the controls for Rockstar's like quote unquote newer games like 5 and 4 and Red Dead, those control schemes and the way that the characters feel they're just fucking terrible. Like I know there's a lot of people that like worship Red Dead 2 and GTA 5. Like, no, those control schemes are fucking awful and they feel terrible. Stuff like the characters just feeling like unresponsive robots and taking like 100 years to turn around and actually respond to your inputs. So you can't do you can't just do like another lazy ass remaster. And then you've got the Rockstar. I don't know if it was the Rockstar or the Take-Two CEO, but they said in an actual interview or press statement that like, we're not in the business of doing like lazy remakes and remasters anymore. That's what they said, paraphrased. And honestly, that statement runs counter to the project of the GTA 5 expanded and enhanced, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, because that has been widely mocked ever since that trailer got released like a month or two ago, where it's just like the game looks exactly the same as it has since 2015, since 2014 on PC and PS4 and Xbox One. It looks the same. It runs the same. There's like nothing new. And it's been mocked and just made fun of, and they deserve it because that's just a fucking joke of a money grab. So they can't get away with doing like an actual lazy thing. So this is going to have to be all 3 games remade in a new engine, and I'm all there for it. For GTA 3 in particular, for me, I know a lot of people want the other games too. I'm interested to see how it pans out, because there have been rumors going back several years now about this stuff being in development, and I'm not really understanding what people are saying when they're like, oh, how can such a small studio work on all 3 games? And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, Rockstar is one of those fucking entities where they have like, they've got multiple studios stationed worldwide across multiple countries. They've got hundreds upon hundreds of developers, just like Ubisoft does. So, the head count isn't a factor at all. Like, I don't know where people are getting that from. Like, I don't know how people can like dick ride Rockstar and just not be aware that they've got like a million fucking people working for them. But yeah, like I'm really concerned about the music. Like, they've already taken out a lot of the good music from not only GTA, not so much 3, but Vice City and San Andreas got hit by it pretty hard, even on Steam, and GTA 4 got hit by it. So I don't know if these other 2 games are going to get hit by it again, or what they're going to do with the music. They might even go as far as to do like completely new soundtracks, just using more music from that era, because they don't want to pay up for like older licenses or whatever for some fucking reason. So that's really everything that has been kind of leaked so far. I don't know what they're going to do with this project, but there's supposed to be a further announcement on Rockstar's Newswire later this month. So I guess we'll find out later this month, right? So yeah, that's really it. I had actually recorded this kind of type of thing earlier, like a few days ago, but it was like 17 minutes long, so I was just like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck's going to sit down and listen to that? Who's going to sit down and listen to this whole thing, right? So I'm going to end it here, because that's really all the news so far. So sounds neat. I'm all here for like a full GTA 3 remaster / remake. That's still one of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, let's see it. Let's see what they do with this. All right, that's it. Peace.